Wow. Now I want to go back to the financial institutions. I mean, we always hear that they're going to reimburse us should there be should someone defraud us out of our money. And you outlined earlier that maybe they're starting to ask more questions because a lot more people are victims of fraud. Do you think that maybe banks need to take another look at how they're approaching this situation? I mean, 57% of South Africans didn't recover all of their money, so it seems to me that somebody needs to do something. Is it on the bank's side to kind of come to the party?
Well, I think it's a mixture, really. It's like when you get in the car, you know that you want the designers of the car to manufacture safe cars. You want the road signs to be clear. You want good quality roads. But we have a responsibility when driving a car as well. And the same is true when we go online. The banks have a responsibility to secure their systems so that our data remains secure and that the connection to the bank is secure. That's their side of it. We have a responsibility to make sure that our computer is secured so that, if you like, nobody is looking over our shoulders. So, in the old days when we go into the bank to transact some business, we would make sure nobody could hear when we, or see us when we put a PIN number in or anything like that. The equivalent when we do it online is to make sure that our system is protected, that the applications are patched and so on, and we don't disclose our password to anybody. So it's a shared responsibility. And, my guess about the 57% is that, the bank, that whoever was defrauded wasn't able to show reasonably to the bank that they were protecting themselves. Because I think if you are, that the onus then is on the bank to say, well, look, this person was doing what they needed to do, still got defrauded through no fault of their own, and they're more likely in that case to reimburse you.
Now, the survey also said that 16% of the respondents didn't believe that online crimes involving money could actually affect them. Now, that's an interesting way of thinking. How do we go about changing that, and why do people think that?
It's a tricky one. I think probably the psychology behind that is that people are thinking, well, look, I've been online for 2, 3, 4, 10 years, maybe 15 years, and nothing bad has happened to me. So they begin to think that, maybe that the stories are all hype or that they're greatly exaggerated. And I think it's similar to when we go out in city centres. You've got to understand that muggings, they are real. There are pickpockets, there are people who snatch bags. You could get knocked down on a busy road if you don't use the crossing. But what we do is we develop strategies which minimize that risk. And it's really the same sort of thing when we're online. These threats are very real, but actually you're not just some hapless victim. There are things you can do to reduce your exposure to that risk.